like a couple different flooring types here, wallpaper. And so, hi everybody. I am here with my friend Ron Byrom. Again, he's been on a couple times. He's the Reno man. And we are at my listing at 3035 Lakeshore Drive. It is a great candidate for the type of loan that Ron specializes in. So I've invited him here today to walk through and kind of give us a couple ideas. Ron is with Loan Depot, and I'll let you tell your thing before we get too far. Go ahead and say it.
Yeah, my name is Ron Byrom, and I am with Loan Depot. My NMLS ID number is 276811, and I am the market manager for the state of Florida for renovation lending with Loan Depot. We are the #1 renovation lender in the United States. I do 4 different renovation loan products, and for 8.5 years now I've been doing those specifically. And I've closed a little over 600 of them in that time. And yeah, this house is great, got some great bones, but I do think it is an excellent candidate for a renovation mortgage.
Okay, great. So take off your hat for a minute and become the buyer. And
Okay.
you love this house, but you see some things that might overwhelm you a little bit about, well, when I move in, I would have to do this or I would have to do that.
Sure.
These aren't things that have to be done. This home is perfectly livable. It's got great bones, but there are things that you would want to do.
Sure.
So why don't you kind of give me some ideas of what
Absolutely.
you would do?
So #1, renovation mortgages can be used for things that have to be done. So if you had a house that just absolutely, the roof was caving in, whatever, and it has to be addressed, it has to be repaired, we can do that. But it is also great for this kind of house too. I call it, the wants versus the needs.
Yes.
So a customer comes in, they love the house, and they're ready to move in right away, but they're thinking, oh man, how long is it going to take me to redo this bathroom, to redo the kitchen, to do those things, to put in maybe some new flooring, whatever they like. So up front, you want to get your arms around that. #1, you want to make sure you're working with a lender that offers that opportunity for renovation lending so you can even consider it.
Well, that would be you.
Absolutely, and you want to make sure that lender has multiple products, because I always say, if you're a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. And if you're a lender that only has the FHA 203K, for instance, every renovation opportunity looks like, oh, this should be an FHA 203K. I do the FHA 203K full, the limited program, I do a conventional, and I do a VA. So you want to make sure you're getting in the best renovation product that fits you, #1. #2, if you get into a house like this, you want to start getting your arms around, well, what do I want to renovate and what might that cost look like? Because if I'm talking to the customer and they say, hey, I'm looking at buying this house, this is how much I want to offer, but we're looking at doing some renovating. My questions are going to be, what do you want to renovate? And what do you think that cost might look like? Because I got to pre-qualify the customer for that total. It's purchase price plus cost to renovate. We're rolling it all into their loan. So first thing is get in here, figure out what you think you might want to do to the house, and then start figuring out what you think the cost might look like. You don't have to be precise, because as the process goes forward, we will get a bid from a contractor eventually, but to get you pre-qualified, we want to at least have a rough idea.
Okay. So, Kirsten, if you want to take a look around and definitely show the love tub, because this is everyone's favorite feature of this house. So it may not be practical, but it sure looks like a lot of fun. And so then we'll go on into the kitchen.
If somebody wants one of those, you could add it in another house also with a renovation mortgage.
Oh, you could?
Good.
That'd be great. So this is a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath home. And it has a pool and a Florida room. And I would think that the countertops and cabinets, but you're a buyer now, so you're on your buyer hat and you're thinking.
Well, so if I was the buyer, I'd be asking my wife to come in here and tell me everything that she wants to do to the house. But I will tell you, as someone who has done over 600 of these, when it comes to cosmetic things, I'd say the most common ones we see are definitely kitchens, bathrooms, and probably flooring when it comes to cosmetic stuff. So those are the ones that seem to be what fixes the butt problem.
Okay, so you get your wife in here. She's on board. She loves this house.
Yes.
And you guys decide that you want to redo the kitchen and master bath. What would be the process? How would you start?
Well, some people will actually try to get a contractor in, get inspections done, try to look at getting bids and stuff before they even get under contract. The danger with going that route is you might spend a month doing all this stuff, trying to get all precise, and somebody else comes in and gets it under contract right before you could. So really, I mean, you're using your contingency period, maybe extending that contingency period so you have adequate time
for inspections
and getting your bid. Because we don't even order the appraisal on a house when we're doing a renovation mortgage until we have the contractor bid, because we're not looking for the as-is value. We want to know what the improved value of the house is going to be after everything's done. So the new kitchen, the new bathrooms, those are things that are going to be value adds to the house. So as the lender, we have to make sure it added enough value to carry the purchase price plus the cost of doing the improvements.
So do you have builders that you typically work with? I know I get calls from customers all the time that say it's just so hard to find anybody to come and help them do things.
They're all in Panama City.
Everybody is in Panama City.
Yeah.
So what kind of contingency period are you looking at if you can't even find a contractor to come?
Well, and I mentioned it's, you might be going overboard to try to get your bid ironed out before you get under contract, but it's never too early to start looking for contractors. Ask family, ask friends, ask your realtor, look online. You want to start interviewing contractors early and often, because once you are under contract, that is going to be the big challenge, is finding somebody to get in here, get you a bid in a timely manner. We cannot push certain contractors just for liability reasons. Any contractor you do use, we're just going to make sure that they meet certain requirements. Are they properly licensed for the work that they're doing? Are they properly insured? Have they been in business? Can they provide some references? So we will want to make sure that they meet certain requirements, but outside of that, it's totally up to the customer to choose their contractor.
Do you have a requirement sheet that maybe you could send me?
As far as what it takes to get
to be an approved builder.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's only going to be like 3 things. I mean, it's literally proper license, proper insurance, and have you been in business long enough with some references?
Oh, that's easy. Okay, because I feel like maybe I should start doing that for my customers, trying to help them.
I think it's always good for a realtor to have a short list of some contractors. Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got our home picked out. And we have our builder who's come to give us estimates on the kitchen and the bathrooms.
Yep.
Then we come back to you and say, okay, here's our contract, here's our bid for the work. Now what do we do?
So at that point, the credit underwrite is already going to be started. So on any mortgage loan, we're evaluating your credit, your income, your assets. We're doing the same thing on a renovation mortgage. I say it's like you have 2 trains in the station. On a regular loan, you have 1 train, and it's going right from the start. Here, we have the credit underwrite train, and it starts right away. We're going to evaluate those things, your credit, your income, your assets.
Just like a regular loan.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You credit qualify the same way, but the property train is sitting at the station, lonely and waiting on that bid so that we can order the appraisal and get that one started too. That's what will determine how fast we can close, because on a normal deal, we're ordering appraisal right away. Here it takes 2-3 weeks, whatever amount of time it takes to get that bid ironed out.
So that's something else that needs to be changed in the contract, right up front.
I see some agents address it, a lot of agents don't, but
well,
yeah.
Then you're out of contract.
Your contingency windows most often need to be adjusted, or you're probably going to end up out of those contingencies.
Okay.
Unless you really have that bid in a big hurry.
Okay, so both our trains are going. We're plugging along. And now what? Your appraisal, so you're submitting the bid to the appraisal?
Yes, we want the appraiser to have the bid, because if they're going to tell us what the house is going to be worth, they need to know what's being done to it. So they're giving us that as improved future value. Assuming the value is good, no other repairs get flagged, anything like that. The credit underwriting piece is good. Then we're going to go to closing just like any other deal, and all the work is going to be done after closing. So the realtor's done, you're paid, the seller's done, they're paid. All the magic for the buyer is really going to happen after closing. Their contractor can go in right away. Once they close, the contractor can go in and start working on the house immediately.
Okay, perfect. Is there any other thing about the process that you can think of that we would need to know?
I mean, those are the main components right there. I would just say, if you're trying to decide who to work with, there's more than one lender that does renovation mortgages, but you want to make sure that your lender has multiple products, again, so that you're being put in the best product, not just the product they happen to have. And I would want to know how many of these loans my lender has done, honestly, because I remember back when I started them, they're different. A lot of little wrinkles can happen along the way, and I look back when I first started doing them, I'm probably fortunate I didn't mess up some more than I did when I was learning. It's like if you have a great family doctor, you might go to them for everything under the sun until the day you need heart surgery. You're not going to ask them to give you heart surgery. And I look at renovation mortgages very much the same. You want a specialist working with you if you're going to be working on a renovation mortgage, if at all possible. Somebody that has done it before and is not practicing on you.
I gotcha. Well, that's great advice.
Sure.
Can you tell us a little bit about Loan Depot? I know you've recently moved there and you're really excited about it. So why don't you tell us a little bit about?
Sure. So number one, we are local. We have an office right in town, right off Miccosukee Commons Boulevard. Loan Depot to me is a great combination of that local hometown lender, which we are. We're right here. My customers can come in and sit down with me. And also we are at the very cutting edge of technology. So everybody has seen the ads. They're all over the place. Push button, get mortgage. Mm-hmm. Who is that? Who does push button, get mortgage? Rocket Mortgage, okay, Quicken, who's actually the #1 lender in the nation. So there's something to that. A lot of people are attracted to the ease of push button, get mortgage. Well, push button, get mortgage is also a big thing with Loan Depot. Mm-hmm. So what is that about? What does that mean, push button, get mortgage? I have a lot of customers that when they make application with me at the push of a button, they don't have to give me all their bank statements. They don't have to give me all their pay stubs and their W-2s and their tax returns. We can electronically validate their income, electronically validate their assets depending on where they bank, mm-hmm. where they work. And when you do that for a customer, boy, it blows them away. So really, we're kind of a combination of that cutting edge, best of technology, as well as having that local lender feel. So I believe that's a wonderful combination. Something new for me, I'm able to do renovation mortgages like I've done for the last 8.5 years, mm-hmm. but I'm also able to work with customers on non-renovation loans, including VA, USDA, conventional FHA, you name it. Mm-hmm. I can still do down payment assistance through the city of Tallahassee or Leon County, including on FHA 203K renovation mortgages.
Didn't know that.
Yep, that's a program I actually helped put together for the city a little over 5 years ago as a pilot.
I told you, he really is the reno guy.
So that's pretty cool. Down payment assistance with renovation, as long as somebody qualifies for those funds. We have a 5% down jumbo program. It's kind of unique. So yeah, it's been really good. Been happy and have a lot of cool bells and whistles to offer my clients.
You do have a lot of cool stuff, and I thank you so much for coming back.
Yeah,
and especially like coming in here and actually, because you can talk about reno loan and what it means, but a lot of times it's hard to kind of wrap your head around what that means. A lot of times people thought that meant only foreclosure or only something that was destroyed.
Yes.
But just being here and seeing that we're in a great house with great bones, but there's some things that somebody might want updated and it will work for that also.
Yep, it's a great candidate and it's a great illustration of that. I agree. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
appreciate you.
Thank
You're
you.
the best.
Thank you,
so,
Trina.
guys, he really is the reno guy. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Ron. And of course, I'd love to show you this great house because it really is awesome. And we'll see you in a couple weeks on the next Trina Tip Tuesday.